Hello, I'm ABX Toycat, and welcome back to a video. Today I wanted to answer a question I get from a lot of people, which is, Toycat, what is your favourite block? And I always want to semi-sarcastically answer string, but the truth about string is it actually is a really useful block in Minecraft, and a lot of people don't appreciate many of the magical kind of miracles it provides. So I figured what I'd do is I'd let you know about some of the awesome uses for string in Minecraft, and let you know why I think it's one of the most underrated blocks in the game. So yeah, hopefully you do all enjoy today's video talking about string, a very exciting block. If you do, please do like the video and let me know, because it helps out the channel a lot, and let us know you do like this sort of content. Anyway, let's get straight into it, shall we? And let's start by talking about string as a crafting ingredient, before we even mention the fact that it's a really cool block that can do some cool stuff like that. But let's talk about string as a crafting ingredient, because you can get it from spiders, as well as a bunch of places around the environment, and it's really cool in this way, because if you can't find any sheep your first night, but you really want to sleep through the first night, boom, string has one of the really cool recipes that a lot of people don't appreciate, which is using 4 string like this to make a wool. That means you only need 12 string, and then you can make a bed without ever needing to actually find a sheep of your own, which is really cool if you ask me. But you can also then use string to make leads, you can use it to make bows, but you can also use it to make fishing rods, which, if I know the crafting recipe for, I believe it's like diagonal sticks. But yeah, you can use it to make fishing rods, which can be then used to get more string. So not only is string really awesome because it can be used to save your first night, but you can also use it to make a fishing rod, which gets you more string, which is one of those like use the string to make the fishing rod to get more string, and so on and so forth. It's a pretty cool little fact. So with that said, let's move on to string as an actual natural block that you can place down, because this is where a lot of its cool uses come from. So yeah, you can place string down, and as you can see, it does physically exist as a block. Anyway, the reason this is so cool is because even its very basic purpose of being used as a tripwire thing is so cool, because this is the easiest way to activate a redstone circuit, as well as one of the most secretive ways. So the reason this is cool is not only because you can use it for nefarious purposes, like, oh, by the way, string, when you activate it, actually sets everything on fire, or like something like that, and now we're on fire, and we will for quite some time, but you can also just use it as a really simple activator for pretty much any redstone circuit. Do you want to activate a door? You can do it with tripwire hooks. Do you want to make it so as soon as you walk in your house, all the lights turn on? You can do that using a tripwire, like this, and I just think that's such a handy use for string. You can use it to simply activate pretty much any circuit you want to, and a lot of people just kind of overlook it, even though it is one of the easiest ways to do that. So yeah, next time you're thinking of installing a button, why not have a tripwire hook instead? Because then you don't even have to worry about, pressing the thing over here. You can just walk in the general area, and isn't that much easier? I think it is, and that's why string, even though this redstone component is underrated, but the secret uses of strings are where I think it comes in really handy, because string can do quite a few things that you might not expect if you haven't played around with it now. So the first thing that string can do that you might not expect is hold up gravity affected blocks. So the reason you'd want to do this, carpet's always my favorite example, but you can do this with any gravity affected block, whether it's an anvil, whether it's gravel, whether it's anything like that. You can use it to hold blocks up, and this includes carpet. So the reason this is so handy with carpet is because carpet stacking is really cool. Putting carpet on top of carpet like this makes a really cool result. I think, we kind of got a staircase just out of like 1/16 tall block, but the really cool thing here is that if we actually put string on the side of stuff like this, then you can actually place the carpet on top of that and kind of have it floating without having to have the whole stack below there. So yeah, this is a really cool thing in my opinion, because like you can see, you've got some floating stuff, but you can do this really high up in the air, and you can kind of just have floating carpet existing with string, and the fact that it allows such a cool combination, which can do some cool stuff, is pretty awesome in my opinion. Also, floating gravel can confuse people, and the only way people will even know, what the deal is, if they see the floating gravel, is if you go really closely. You can just about see the box of the string, but that's about it. From this distance, as you can see, it just looks like floating carpet, because string is a very small block, and that's one of the reasons it's so magical, the fact that it does all of this while kind of working behind the scenes, because its other secret use is one that is also incredibly useful, because it's to do with saplings. So basically, if you place a bunch of string next to a sapling, a lot of people just think you're being really weird, and I know my 5 easy build video with the lumberyard, a lot of people were really confused as to exactly why I did this, but there was a use. It wasn't just me being confusing. Basically, the use here, so I'm just going to stack it up with the survival thing, but basically, yeah, the kind of use here is that you can actually, if you place a bunch of string next to a thing, you can make a tree grow taller every single time, because although, a sapling should only take 4 bone meal to grow, by using, more than this, because every time it's trying to grow now, it's not going to work, because the string prevents it unless it's this particular type of tree. So if you want to guarantee, more trees, but still have them be taller, then you go a gap, and then you place the string, like so. But still, by just doing this very simple thing right here, we can guarantee that any trees we do get are going to be slightly taller. So let's actually go over to the lumberyard so you can see exactly what I mean. That one's a terrible example because I only use 3 string. But yeah, if you have a tall stack, away from it, or you have the tall stack next to it, you can do some cool stuff. So like over here, again, lots of people were like, Toycat, why'd you have string on top of the dispensers? It's to make the trees actually grow taller. So I'll just show you what I mean right here. Place some string over there. Place some string over here. We'll make it 4 tall and right next to the thing. And although this massively decreases the odds of anything actually, like happening per bone meal. It means when something does happen, we're guaranteeing a taller tree, which means that if that's our whole purpose, if we want to be useful with saplings, we can do that. Here you can see we actually got a very bizarrely shaped tree, but if we try the exact same thing over here, and then we go 1, 2, 3, 4 up, and then again, if you make sure it's right next to it, you can do a really cool thing where you guarantee the trees are going to be taller, and isn't that awesome? A single tree usually gets you like 5 or 6 bits of wood, as you saw over there, but over here you can see we've got something a bit more like 10, maybe 15 logs of wood, and this will work over and over and over again. As you can see, we had one weird exception here. It's literally like a 1 in like 10, 1 in 20% fail rate. Every other time, as long as you have the bone meal to waste or the bone meal to spend, you're gonna get pretty tall trees, and that's something I find pretty awesome. So I don't know what it is with this particular type of tree and being weird just to prove a point, but still, you can kind of see what the tree is doing. It's growing around the string, and it's trying to avoid it as well as it can. So yeah, that's one of the little pro tips of Minecraft. You can place string next to a tree to guarantee it will grow taller, or at least give it really, really good odds of growing taller, as opposed to when you just place it on the ground normally and you get something terrible. So there we go. Here's another massively tall tree. Pretty awesome little tip if you ask me. So there's a lot of things string can do in Minecraft, whether it's just being able to craft it so you have a bed on your first night, whether it's being able to make fishing rods and bows and stuff, or whether it's actually being one of the most useful redstone ingredients, whether it's being one of the most useful building ingredients, or whether it's just being one of those useful little tips involving saplings and trees. Yeah, I think string is, there we go. Point proven. It grew by itself, by the way. But yeah, that's I think that is one of the things that makes string so useful, and I think that if one of these uses is ones that should make you go, oh yeah, maybe I'll use string some more. And if it does, then I've done the duty I wanted to do here today, and I've taught you about how magical string is. So yeah, I hope you did all enjoy today's video. If you did like it, please do like it and let me know. Share if you really liked it, and subscribe if you're new around here. I make videos just like this one every single day on my channel, and if you subscribe, you'll see them daily on your homepage. Thank you all very much for watching, and goodbye.